Welcome everyone to Monday Night Raw review. Not gonna speak real long. It really didn't. I didn't think this show was all that fantastic, to be honest. So let's just run into it. We had Randy Orton start off the show, talking about how he won the greatest wrestling match ever, which it was not the greatest wrestling match ever. Can they now please drop it? But they will never drop it as the greatest match ever. It's not. It's not. Sasha and Bailey is. From their NXT days. But then out came Christian. He was defending his friend. Defending Edge's honor. And then Randy would challenge him to an unsanctioned match. Because Christian wasn't cleared to wrestle. And he gave him until the end of the show to make up his mind. So the first match was Angel Garza taking on Kevin Owens. And the dissension of Andrade and Angel Garza continues. I'm still thinking Angel Garza is going to turn face. Some people think it's going to be Andrade. But we'll soon see. But look, me personally, the one person that I want to be gone is Zelina Vega. I would much rather Zelina Vega as a wrestler. I'm tired of her being a manager. I want Vega in the ring. That's what I want to see. I don't care what happens with Andrade and Angel Garza. I want Zelina Vega in the ring. This women's division would need someone like Zelina Vega. I know she's not the most talented person in the world, but when she's in the ring, she does show she's got a lot of skill. Her whole thing with Andrade, her whole partnership with Andrade has gone on for way too long. It's overstayed its welcome, in my opinion. It's overstayed its welcome. There's no need for them to be together. Angel Garza doesn't need her, because Angel Garza can clearly speak English. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of Zelina Vega just being a manager. I just want her in the ring. So we had Angel Garza taking on Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens would get the win because Andrade would distract the referee. And Zelina Vega also left because she was sick and tired of them arguing. And then she came back at the end of the match. And she wants them to get along. She's told them to stop. So you can kind of tell that the breakup is happening. Because you can see the facial expressions on Angel Garza smacking the glass wall and Andrade walking really slow. Like, you can just see the dissension coming down between these two. You can just definitely see the dissension amongst these two. The reason why I think Angel Garza is going to become the babyface is because I've been hearing WWE has high praises of him. I've been hearing WWE has really high praise, has been praised Angel Garza. And also on WWE.com, if you look at the banner on Monday Night Raw, when you click on shows on WWE.com, Angel Garza's photo is on the banner. So it makes me wonder, WWE must see big things in Angel Garza. So that's why I thought, well, maybe Angel Garza transitions into a babyface. That's why I'm thinking Garza would go babyface. The only way I would accept Andrade ever going babyface is that if they turn Charlotte Flair babyface and they put her with him. Because Charlotte Flair, as a babyface, she cuts better promos as a babyface then as a heel. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I just think Andrade is going to stay heel. But I guess we'll just soon wait and find out. Bobby Lashley and MVP were in the ring, and they were talking about what happened at Backlash, putting all the blame on Lana. And fair enough, I guess they had the right to. But then Lana would believe that MVP is the problem. Lana would say MVP's the problem. She believes that ever since MVP got involved in her life with Bobby Lashley, that she thinks everything's gone down south because of that. But so MVP and Lana go back and forth. You know, Lana's not all that bad when it comes to promos. Lana can cut a good promo when she's not screaming at the top of her bloody lungs, like Charlotte does. If Lana just talks in her natural voice and just doesn't scream, she's a good promo. Everybody's a good promo if they don't scream. I hate it when people scream into the microphones and trying to act tough or trying to act intimidating or trying to act angry. It's better if you just speak naturally. Lana can cut a good promo. That's one of her strong points. That's one of Lana's strengths. She's a very strong promo talker. Like that one time when she cut a promo on Kevin Owens and Lana went back and forth. That was a hell of a promo. I liked that. When those two went back and forth. But then Bobby Lashley would tell Lana, when was the last time you stepped in the ring? When was the last time you won anything other than likes on social media? That was a funny line. And then he asked for a divorce. We all kind of expected this to happen. It was eventually going to happen. That Bobby Lashley was going to divorce Lana. So yeah, that's the end of the Lana Lashley pairing. And to be honest, the pairing should have never existed in the first place. Then we had the Viking Prophets. Good God. The Viking Prophets, man. What the hell is this? I like, what is this? Like, I really don't get it. Like, I don't get this whole Viking Prophets thing. I thought they were competing against each other. I thought they were trying to outdo each other. But now here they are being all like, Viking Prophets! You know, like saying that they'd work together. I mean, like, what the hell? What? So because you guys tied? So because you guys drew in the anything we can do better, they thought, oh, well, since we tied, we may as well be friends. No, that's not the case. You battle it out in the wrestling ring to determine it once and for all. And that's what we're going to be getting next week. But before that happened, Akira Tozawa appeared in his ninja clothing. And he calls upon that big, muscly dude who I don't know who that is. I'm assuming that's an NXT star. Because, you know, why would they heavily promote this big, giant ninja? So, Akira Tozawa's new character is a ninja. He's a ninja. Look, I'm willing to give this a chance. Because the good news about this gives Akira Tozawa something to do. Let's face it, this guy was doing absolutely nothing. This whole ninja character thing may be weird, but I can at least say, at least he's on television and at least he's getting screen time. At least he's doing something. I can actually appreciate that they're actually letting him do something rather than him just sitting around doing nothing. This may be an odd thing to do, but at least I can actually appreciate it and actually respect WWE for actually giving this guy television time. And then we had a match. Then we had an 8-man tag match of the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits taking on the Ninjas. And these Ninjas got absolutely destroyed. Are these guys actual wrestlers? Are these guys actual wrestlers or not? Because these guys got obliterated like they didn't even know what the hell they were doing. These guys got absolutely obliterated. So the Viking Prophets get the win. I don't want this to be a thing. I don't want this Viking Prophets thing being a thing. I think it's kind of stupid if you ask me. The Viking Raiders should be their own team and the Street Profits should be their own team. And then we had the return of the Big Show. Yeah. Very bizarre. We had the return of the Big Show. And then it was the Big Show's idea to have the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders to compete in a wrestling match on Raw next week for the Raw Tag Team Championships to settle the score in the anything we can do better storyline that they're doing. Well, finally, it's about damn time they're putting an end to this rivalry that seems like it's been going on forever. Seriously, it feels like this rivalry has been going on forever, and I'm glad they're finally putting an end to it. You've got teams like Murphy and Austin Theory. You've got teams like Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. You've got teams like Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne on your show, but you're only focusing your attention on these two guys. All your attention on the tag team division is on the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits. Look, I like the Street Profits. I like them. They're very funny. They're very entertaining. They're a good comedy act. Their role is fine. But the Viking Raiders, they're not comedy guys. They're not supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be two bruisers that want to hurt you. Not the biggest fan of the Viking Raiders, but I just want this whole thing to be over with. And now it seems like we're finally having an end to this whole rivalry that just felt like has been going on for the last 6 months. It just feels like it's just been going on forever. So then we had Seth Rollins' segment. And Rey Mysterio was on the Titantron screen, warning Seth to not put his hands on his son because Dominic was said to be at Raw. And Dominic was at Raw. He attacked Seth Rollins from behind. And Murphy and Theory tried to catch Dominic, but unfortunately Dominic was able to escape the Monday Night Messiah and the Disciples. You know, it's been reported that Dominic Mysterio has been training to get into the ring. And this is how they debut him. He debuted when Brock Lesnar kicked his ass last year. But so it seems like Dominic is now going to be wrestling in Rey Mysterio's place. I kind of figured that was kind of going to be the case because if Rey Mysterio was going to retire, you know, they would eventually want to have his son in the ring as a wrestler. So Dominic Mysterio got the upper hand on the Monday Night Messiah. So we'll see where things go from here. Then we had the Iconics. The Iconics taking on Natalya and Liv Morgan. And the Iconics get the win here, as they should have. They should not be losing to a random team of Liv Morgan and Natalya. And Liv Morgan eats the pin. She eats the pin, and that's it. The Iconics win the match, and their finishing move is called the Fall of Grace. It's basically Gallows and Anderson's move, but in reverse. Gallows and Anderson dropped you on your back, on your back. The Iconics drop you on your stomach. Look, Liv Morgan may have eaten the pin, but she still looked good in defeat. So I don't really see anything wrong with her eating the pin, because I see a lot of people complain over who eats the pin. Like, look, who cares? Honestly, I don't care who wins and I don't care who loses. Well, I do care if they're my favorites, but like, I don't really care who eats the pin. If Liv Morgan's not really doing anything, so it didn't really bother me at all that Liv Morgan ate the pin. So then the Iconics will challenge Sasha Banks and Bailey to the Women's Tag Team Championships next week on Raw. So then we had Apollo Crews taking on the United States... Apollo Crews is the United States Champion. The United States Champion Apollo Crews takes on Shelton Benjamin. Yes, Shelton Benjamin. The Shelton Bumjamin, as I called him on Twitter. Shelton Bumjamin. He's alive. I'm amazed. He's the new Eric Young and EC3. We never see this guy. But Apollo Crews would actually go on to cheat to win in this match. Because Shelton Benjamin tried to cheat, so then Apollo Crews would do the same to Benjamin. To be perfectly honest, Shelton Benjamin's still a good wrestler. He is still very good. But it's just a shame that WWE just treated him like a joke ever since he came back. I wish they took him more seriously. I wish they made Shelton Benjamin's return more meaningful. But Shelton Benjamin hasn't done anything. I actually really wish they give Shelton Benjamin an opportunity. If they want to turn this Benjamin Apollo Crews thing into a rivalry, I'm fine with that. I'm down with that. I'm fine with these two competing over the United States Championship. Sure, Shelton Benjamin doesn't really deserve it because he's done nothing. But, it's better than nothing. You gotta find people for Apollo to feud with. Can't keep feuding him with Andrade over and over and over again. You need to find new people for him to feud with. Also, throughout the show, R-Truth ran into Bobby Lashley and MVP. And because they were having a tag team match, then R-Truth stupidly decides to... Well, Bobby Lashley requests another shot at the WWE Championship, but Drew McIntyre declined it. But then R-Truth decides to use his stupid mouth, and to be a complete and utter idiot, and say that both the 24/7 Championship and the WWE Championship will both be on the line in their tag team match. In a winner takes all. And Drew McIntyre wasn't very happy. And then R-Truth, and then as the show progressed, then R-Truth would get himself into a bit of a situation with the ninjas and Drew McIntyre, watching him and keeping an eye on him. And then finally, Drew McIntyre, as he was preparing, then R-Truth decides to say, hey, I spoke to a guy and he said that only now the WWE Championship is on the line, not my 24/7 title. And this angered Drew McIntyre even more. He was like, Truth, do you understand if you eat the pin, if Bobby Lashley or MVP pin you, I lose my title. So Drew McIntyre was very, very pissed off with R-Truth throughout the show. Because he was forced to put his title on the line in a match that he didn't want to put his title on the line in. And then we get to the match. And in the end, which, as we all expected, Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE Championship. But he delivers a Claymore to MVP. And he has R-Truth. And he helps R-Truth with a big splash, and R-Truth helps Drew McIntyre retain the WWE Championship. So after all the anger Drew had towards R-Truth, in the end it was all sunshine and rainbows. And to my surprise, and to my shocking surprise, Sasha Banks and Bailey were on Raw today, and this right here, ladies and gentlemen, was the best segment on this show. This right here was the best segment on this show. Not just because it was Sasha and Bailey, not because it was the Iconics, because of how the segment was done. I really loved this segment. The Iconics were gloating Sasha and Bailey in to put their titles on the line. They're dealing with Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox on NXT this Thursday. Bailey wanted to celebrate her birthday, but the Iconics ruin it by taunting Sasha and Bailey, talking about what happened the last time they took the tag team championships from them. And Peyton Royce would slap Sasha in the face, and Bailey, out of anger and frustration, because it was her birthday, she accepted the tag team championship match for next week. I honestly thought Bailey was going to be so mad that they were going to accept the challenge and they were going to do it tonight on Raw, but obviously it made sense that they didn't, because Sasha nor Bailey were in ring gear. Neither Sasha or Bailey were in ring gear. So if they were in ring gear, then yeah, maybe they would have done it on Raw today. But they're doing it next week. I think there's going to be more to this. I don't see this being a one and done. I think this is going to be a situation where Sasha and Bailey may either cheat to win by a roll-up or do some kind of dirty tactic or get themselves disqualified to keep the titles. I just don't see this being a one-and-done situation. I think this is going to turn into a feud. I think they're going to keep it. I feel like these two teams should keep on rolling until Extreme Rules. I would love to see Sasha Banks versus Peyton Royce 1-on-1. Sasha Banks versus Billie Kay 1-on-1. Bailey versus Peyton. Bailey versus Billie. I would love to see a heavy amount of matches between these four ladies. All four of these ladies are four of the most talented ladies on this roster. You cannot just settle this in a one match and that's it. These four ladies need to go on and put on a clinic with each other. So then we had Nia Jax and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. At least I think it was for the championship. I think it was. And we get a controversial ending to this match. Nia Jax pushes the referee, and the referee was going to disqualify her, but then Asuka would roll up Nia, and the referee would do a fast count on Nia Jax. So don't be surprised if Nia Jax comes out next week on Raw and demands another Raw Women's Championship match because of the referee screwing her over. So don't be surprised if Nia Jax comes back and begs for another title shot. Now what I would have done, if it was up to me, what I would have done is that I would have had this match end in a disqualification. I would have had Shayna Baszler come out and attack Nia Jax. I'd have Shayna attack Nia, and I'd have Charlotte end up coming out and attacking Asuka. And then you can have them branch off into their own paths. Then you can have a Nia-Shayna feud heading into Extreme Rules, and then Asuka and Charlotte as well. I'd branch these two ladies off into something different. I mean, Nia versus Shayna is definitely a refreshing match. It's something different. We've never seen Nia and Shayna compete against each other. We need fresh, new matches. The women's division really needs new matches, and I'm perfectly fine with a Nia-Shayna feud. Shayna is really doing nothing. Which kind of answers my question that Vince just doesn't like Shayna. Because we haven't seen Shayna since she beat Natalya twice. So I'd say Shayna and Nia is definitely a good idea I'd go with. Christian would also accept the Ascension match. And the unsanctioned match lasted a total of 5 seconds. This match was over in about 5 to 10 seconds. Ric Flair would come out, he would beg Christian to not go through with it, but Christian said he's going to do it. The match begins, and then Ric Flair delivers a low blow to Christian, and then Randy Orton delivers a punt kick to Christian to win the match. So Randy Orton is now bringing back the punt kick. The punt kick is back. 100% the punt kick has returned. I'm amazed. I am shocked. I am shocked they brought back the punt kick. They banned this move back in 2009 because it was too dangerous. It was giving people concussions. And now we're in 2020 and we're seeing Randy Orton deliver the punt kick. Did they give it a second chance like they did with the curve stomp? Or was this Randy Orton's request to unban the punt kick and he wants to use it again? I don't know. But Randy Orton is back to using the punt kick. And I like the punt kick. It's one of Randy Orton's most devastating finishes. The RKO should really be saved. The RKO is a good finisher. It happens out of nowhere. But the punt kick is a devastating move. Randy Orton has the best finishes in WWE on the male side. On the male side, he has the best finishes. So that was pretty much your Monday Night Raw. A pretty crappy show, if you ask me. I didn't really enjoy it all that. I really didn't enjoy it all that much. But it is what it is. Hit that thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Comment your opinions down below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this and much more. And I will see you all next time.